Greetings, welcome. It's Christian of Standing Stones Healing. So honored to come to you and to give you an update on the bird situation at my house. So, you may or may not know, but I had a very determined robin this year that decided to build a nest right beside my back door. I had the great honor and privilege of watching this robin build its nest, of watching it sit on the eggs, of watching those eggs hatch, of watching those baby birds grow, and of watching them leave the nest. It was a beautiful and blessed experience. And as I watched those babies leave the nest, you may recall I talked about the 7 a.m. bird, the 1 p.m. bird, and the 7 p.m. bird. It really got me thinking about transitions and life transitions and how we transition into our next phases of life. Now, if you're wondering, Christian, what is this 1 p.m. bird, 7 a.m. bird, 7 p.m. bird? What's that all about? Well, there are videos on that talk all about it, so I will post those below so that you can get caught up on the bird drama saga. But you know, the 7 p.m. bird was afraid to transition. It was afraid to leave the nest. It took that bird all day to leave the nest. And when it finally did leave the nest, it's only because, oops, I accidentally scared it. And it frantically flew in a panic from the nest. You know, this is so often the case when we are transitioning into our new phases of life. We are afraid, we are uncertain, we are worried about what comes next. If you experience this when you are transitioning into a new phase of life, congratulations, you are normal. Just like the 7 p.m. bird that was afraid to leave the nest, it is completely natural and normal for us to have fears about transitioning into our next phase of life. You know, it's something new, it's something unfamiliar, which always means there is some level of anxiety, fear, and hesitation. And so, if you find yourself hesitant and even afraid to transition into your next life phase, just like the 7 o'clock bird, congratulations, you are normal. But do you know what I learned through watching those birds? After those birds left the nest, they were not left on their own. So they were not left to fend for themselves. Their parent bird, the father, was paying attention to those birds. He was feeding them, he was supporting them. And so even after they transitioned into their new phase of life, they were still being supported. You know, one of the fears that we have in transitioning into our new phases of life is that we have to go it alone. We have to do everything ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but this is something that sometimes I can do. I'll do it myself. I don't need anyone else. I'll just take care of this myself. As a matter of fact, I have a couple stories of when I've done those very things and it hasn't turned out well. Okay, I'll tell you one story right now. So when I was about 8 years old, I was getting ready for my first Holy Communion. Now, I was raised very Catholic. And if you also were or are Catholic, you know that the first Holy Communion is kind of a big deal. And my family had said to me, okay, we're going to cut your hair for your first Holy Communion. And we were all together at my grandma's house having a big dinner, and grandma would cut my hair. So they said to me, okay, we're going to cut your hair after dinner. Well, dinner came and went. They were cleaning up. They were doing their dishwashing, putting things away. No one had said to me, though, we're going to cut your hair. Just you wait, we'll cut your hair. And I looked around and I thought, I'm going to do this myself. So I went up to the bathroom. I took my grandmother's scissors, which, by the way, she called shears. I took the shears and I cut my own hair. I did it myself. Oh, did I do a good job? I thought I was doing a really good job. Standing in front of the mirror going like this, cutting my hair, thought I was doing great. Came downstairs. Oh, I cut my own hair. Oh no, kid, my hair had to be cut off for First Holy Communion. I did not do a good job. So if you, like me sometimes, say, I will do this all on my own, know that there is support all around you. Know that support is indeed there. So just like that 7 p.m. bird who maybe was afraid to transition, there was support available. The father came, fed it, watched over it, and took care of it. Now here's something interesting though about those birds. They asked for help. So the parent was there, the parent was taking care of it and feeding them, but they also were asking for help. They were crying, hey, feed me, buddy. I'm hungry. Come on. It was great encouragement for us for when we transition into our next phase of life to not be afraid to ask for help. To say, hey, I need my hair cut. Are you gonna do it or what? And to say, hey, I want my worms. Feed me the worms. I'm hungry. I need some support here. Help me out. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes when we ask for help, it's not going to be help from our family or friends. Because sometimes, depending upon our transition, those aren't the best people to help and encourage and support us. So know that help and support and encouragement are always available to you. Now, if you haven't already, I want to encourage you to get my Life Change Encouragement Kit, because that is big support for all of life's transitions and changes. That is great support for any kind of transition. It's a great worm for your transition into your next phase of life in which you are flying. So I encourage you to get that at standingstoneshealing.com/kit. So thank you so very much. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to pull a couple of cards because I'm here and let's do it, right? So I'm going to pull a card for Deb, who has said hello. So Deb, I'm going to pull a card for you. And I am going to pull a Breathe Easy card for you. And let's see what we might have for you from the Breathe Easy deck. Here we go. Here it has come out. The message for you is meditation. I am meditating. To be aware of only the rhythm of our breathing, slowly, out and in. This is the way of meditation. I breathe in the stillness beyond time and space. I am filled with a nothingness that contains everything. I breathe out my mind's chatter. You know, meditation is an incredibly powerful way to transition into a new phase of life. As a matter of fact, meditation as silence is one of the 7 ways of my 7-way path. One of the 7 transformative practices to help us in all of our transitions. And so meditation is a great way to transition into our next phase. It's a great way for us to clear our minds, for us to center and balance and move forward into our new life phase. So maybe the 7 p.m. bird could have done a little bit of meditating before jumping out of that nest. Well, rather before I scared it out of the nest. Maybe if the 7 p.m. bird meditated a little bit, it might not have been so fearful. But even so, the fear is okay. It is absolutely okay to experience the fear. It is part of the transition process. Know that meditation absolutely can help us with that. And Deb, meditation is the encouragement for you right now. Now, Fiona, I have you here, so I'm going to pull a card for you too. Always lovely to see you. I've got the Archangel deck in my hand, and let's see what comes out for you, Fiona. Here we go. Whoa, Fiona, you had 2 cards just pop right out. Let's see what we have. We have the encouragement to breathe. Archangel Raphael says, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Beautiful. You know, the breath is always so very powerful as well. And the breath is, you know, if you think about the breath is really a point of transition. And here we are always transitioning with our breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. And so we are transitioning thousands of times a day, moment to moment when we breathe. And so some encouragement here to bring in some new energy for your life changes and transitions, to breathe out old energy and to recognize that simple transition and to use it to empower and encourage us in our larger transitions. Now, Fiona, you also have overcoming difficulties. So, Archangel Jeremiah says, the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Fiona, you are overcoming the difficulties. You are past them, you are on, and you are ready to go. You know, Fiona, just like the 7 p.m. bird, it had some challenges leaving the nest. That was its hardest part. The hardest part was leaving the nest. It was out. Once it was out, it was being fed, it was growing, it was learning and expanding. It had transitioned into its new life phase. The hardest part was over, getting out of the nest. Sometimes it takes a little fear to get us out of the nest. That's okay. And once we're out of the nest, you are out of the nest, Fiona. The hardest part is over. Once we're out, the hardest part is doing the thing. It's been done. And now you are growing and expanding into your next phase. Breathe with that growth and expansion. Breathe in the new energy. Breathe out the old. Phew, the hardest part is over. Well done. And Leslie, I will pull a card for you as well. Let's see. I'm actually being called to pull for you an Archangel card as well. So let's see what we might have from the Archangels for you, Leslie. Here it is. Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon says, we angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. Beautiful. Open your arms to receive. You know, this is just like those birds that have transitioned into their next phase of life, but they are still receiving. They're still getting the worms. The parent, the father, is feeding them. He's coming around. He's watching them. He is making sure they have what they need, and he is feeding them. So know that always there is help all around us. All we have to do is open up our arms to receive those gifts. So Leslie, open up your arms, receive those worms. They are here for you. All you have to do is say yes to the worms. Beautiful. Receive those gifts. Well, I want to say to all of you, thank you. You are a great gift that I am honored to receive, honored to interact with you, honored to have you here. So thank you. Do make sure to get that Life Change Encouragement Kit to assist you with all of your life transitions. And I also want to say, by the way, I now have a free Reiki kit for Reiki as well. So I will include that link too. That includes the Reiki Learning Guide, Reiki Frequently Asked Questions, a Reiki 101 workshop recording, and my brand new chakra song that I am so honored and excited to offer as you listen to this recording of Native American Style Flute. I do play the Native American Style Flute. As you listen to the recording, it has been set with the intention and some powerful symbols to align and balance your chakras. So I will drop that link below as well. That is free for you too. So I want to say thank you all so very much. It is a true honor, a true blessing. I send you blessings for transitioning into the world. I send you blessings for feeling the fear and being the 7 p.m. bird and getting out of that nest any way, shape, or form that you do, and knowing that support is still around you when you indeed do transition. Thank you, blessings, and best wishes.